Hey everyone, welcome back to English Flow Studio. It's always so good to have you here. I'm Emma.
And I'm Ryan. Really happy you're joining us again. If you enjoy these calm, natural English conversations, feel free to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Today's episode is about something that's simple to say, but powerful in everyday life. Weather.
Weather isn't just sunny or rainy. It changes how we feel, how we move, how we dress, how we talk to people, and even how our day unfolds.
And instead of teaching basic vocabulary, we're going to walk through real conversations, the kind you'd actually have with friends, coworkers, strangers, or yourself when the weather hits you in the face.
We're exploring how weather becomes part of our routines, our mood, and sometimes our survival.
From sunshine that feels like a warm hug to storms that make you question your life choices.
From the quiet moment of enjoying an iced coffee on a sunny morning to running through sideways rain like a lost cartoon character.
From small talk in the office elevator to the chaotic magic of London weather.
So, stick with us. This episode is full of real-life emotion, humor, moments of chaos, and the little things that make weather such a universal topic.
Speaking of little things, let's begin where many days begin. A sunny morning at the cafe. So imagine this. It's early morning, the street is quiet, and we meet at our favorite cafe like we always do.
I can still feel that sunlight hitting us before we even opened the door. It wasn't gentle. It was like the sun said, "Welcome, please squint."
I was squinting. The glare bounced off every window, every car, even the sidewalk. Everything was glowing.
You know it's bright when you walk inside and everyone near the window has their hand up like a shield.
The moment we sat down, I thought, wow, okay, this is intense. The light hit the table so directly it felt like we were doing a morning interview with the sun.
I kept moving my iced coffee around like it would magically create shade. Spoiler, it didn't.
The funny thing is, I love sunshine. But that morning, the air felt thick, warm, a bit heavy, almost sticky. One of those days where your t-shirt touches your back the moment you sit down.
Humidity, the invisible enemy. It's like the air hugs you without permission.
Exactly. And the cafe had this mix of smells, coffee beans, fresh pastries, and that warm outdoor air people bring in with them.
And remember the couple next to us? The woman said, "It's only 9 a.m. and I already regret wearing jeans."
I felt that. Jeans on a humid morning are basically leg prisons.
You forgot your sunglasses that day, right?
Yes, big mistake. I kept holding the menu up as a tiny wall between me and the sun.
Meanwhile, I was pretending not to sweat, but my forehead was basically a mirror at that point.
You said, no, it's not sweat, it's, atmosphere?
That was confidence. Or denial. Probably denial.
But despite the heat, the sunlight made everything feel alive. People looked more awake, more cheerful.
Sunshine does that. Even when it's too much, there's this feeling like the day has potential, like something good might happen.
Your mood definitely lifted. You started talking about weekend plans, beach ideas, hiking trails, like the sun was charging you like a battery.
Sun-powered optimism. It's real.
But, you know what's also real? How fast weather can change.
Yeah, because that perfect glowing morning,
It didn't stay perfect for very long.
not at all. A little while later, things went from sunny cafe vibes to complete chaos.
And that brings us to the moment everything flipped. Literally, including umbrellas.
So we left the cafe thinking we were entering this beautiful, warm morning, and instead, the sky looked like someone dimmed the world in 10 seconds.
It was so sudden. One moment sunshine, the next, this massive gray wall floating above us.
I knew we were in trouble the moment the wind picked up. You could feel it move through the street like the air was saying, "Brace yourselves."
And then it happened. The rain just attacked.
Not normal rain, heavy, slanted, face-targeting rain, the kind that makes you close one eye just to see.
My umbrella stood no chance. I opened it and it immediately flipped inside out like it was surrendering.
You look so betrayed.
Because I was betrayed. An umbrella is supposed to protect you, not become modern art in a storm.
Meanwhile, I stepped right into a puddle, and not a cute puddle, the deep kind that hides under a thin layer of water. My entire shoe filled. Instantly.
I heard the sound, that squish, squish of pure regret.
And the street? Total chaos. People running without direction, someone trying to hold a newspaper over their head, kids screaming, tourists confused. Beautiful chaos.
The bus stop was overflowing. People were packed together like wet dominoes.
My favorite moment was the guy yelling at his weather app, "You lied to me."
And honestly, he wasn't wrong. The forecast said clear skies all morning.
Someone behind us shouted, "It's raining cats and dogs," and the entire crowd reacted like, "Yes, yes it is, please send help."
My t-shirt was glued to me. I looked like a seal that had wandered into the city.
You definitely had that "I gave up" look.
And just when the rain reached peak chaos, the wind joined the drama. It pushed the water sideways, hit buildings, made everyone spin like confused weather vanes.
But storms are dramatic creatures, they burn out quick. And suddenly, it stopped. Completely.
Yeah, there was this strange silence afterward. The kind that feels like the world hit pause.
Water dripping from rooftops, buses slowly moving again, people checking their clothes like, am I still alive?
And we looked at each other like, okay, this morning is already a movie.
After the rain finally stopped, we kept walking toward the office, and that's when weather started working its social magic.
Exactly, because nothing brings coworkers together like shared misery. The moment we stepped into the office elevator, everyone looked exhausted and damp, very damp.
There was this universal expression like everyone had survived the same battle.
One woman said, "My train was delayed 20 minutes because apparently a leaf touched the track."
A man beside me said, "My umbrella didn't just break, it turned against me."
And someone in the corner whispered, "I checked the forecast. It said 0% chance of rain." The heartbreak in his voice was real.
Weather suddenly became the great equalizer. People who normally don't talk were bonding like old friends.
In the break room, someone handed me a paper towel for my wet hair and said, "Rough morning?"
And you replied, "I've accepted my destiny."
And just like that, 3 people started telling their storm stories.
I love how weather does that. It's like a cheat code for social interaction.
Exactly. It's safe, harmless, everyone has something to say, and no one feels judged.
It's the easiest way to break the ice, not even intentionally. You just say, "Wow, that rain was wild," and suddenly you've made a friend.
People told me everything. Shoes ruined, makeup washed off, hair destroyed, meetings delayed. And then I said, if this weather keeps playing games, I'm working from home forever.
The whole room laughed.
Honestly, it felt like group therapy.
And all that talk about unpredictable weather reminded me of someone who deals with that every day.
Jess, the queen of weather chaos.
Absolutely. And her London stories make our rainy morning look adorable.
Which brings us to Jess's unbelievable week in London, a week full of surprises.
And trust me, you're going to feel grateful for your own weather after hearing this.
So, Emma, Jess sent you that voice message from London last week, right?
Oh yes, she sounded exhausted, confused, and slightly betrayed by the sky.
Classic London.
She told me her Monday started with bright sunshine. She opened her window, felt the warm air, and thought, what a perfect day for a walk.
Optimistic, dangerous move in London.
Exactly. She left home with sunglasses, a light jacket, and, this is the important part, no umbrella.
A rookie mistake.
She walked to the station feeling great, until the lights suddenly changed. The clouds rolled in like someone pulling curtains over the city.
I love how London clouds don't arrive slowly. They just appear.
First, a tiny drizzle. Soft, almost polite. The kind where you think, oh, this is fine. I can handle this.
And then?
Then the drizzle upgraded itself. The rain grew heavier, the wind joined the party, people started running, Jess's hair got caught in the wind. She said she looked like a flyaway dandelion.
I can imagine that. She's tiny. The wind probably pushed her sideways.
She said the wind picked up out of nowhere, her exact words. She tried walking straight, but her umbrella refused to stay in its normal shape.
So she did have an umbrella?
Well, she bought one from a kiosk near the station, a 6-pound emergency umbrella.
Ah, the kind that shakes when you breathe on it.
Yes, that one. And it flipped inside out the moment the wind touched it.
London tradition.
But here's the best part. By the time she reached the office, completely soaked, the sky cleared up. Full sunshine.
Of course it did. London loves emotional plot twists.
She looked out the window and said, I swear the city is gaslighting me.
I felt that.
Then lunchtime came and suddenly hail. Tiny ice balls bouncing off the pavement, people holding their lunch bags over their heads.
Wasn't it warm that morning?
Yes, she left home in a light jacket. By afternoon, she wished she was wearing a parka. She said the temperature dropped so quickly she felt like she walked into a refrigerator.
That's the part I love, the emotional roller coaster London puts you through.
And then evening arrived with calm, clear sky, blue, almost peaceful.
London said, I'm sorry about earlier.
She texted me, I lived all 4 seasons in one day. And honestly, that describes her entire week.
London weather teaches survival skills. Layering clothes becomes an art.
She carries sunglasses, a scarf, an umbrella, gloves, a water bottle, and tissues in the same bag.
That's not weather preparation, that's disaster preparedness.
But her stories made me think about something important. How different cities shape our relationship with weather.
That's true. And after hearing about her week, we both felt like escaping to somewhere calmer.
Which is exactly what we did. A few days later, we decided to try for a relaxed afternoon near the beach.
So we took a small break from the chaos and headed to the beach. And honestly, the weather looked perfect. Blue sky, soft breeze, not too hot.
I remember stepping onto the sand and feeling that warm, grainy texture under my feet. Not burning hot beach sand, but that pleasant warmth that makes you slow down.
People were walking dogs, kids were building sandcastles, someone was flying a bright red kite. The whole place felt peaceful.
And that breeze, it wasn't strong, just enough to brush over your skin like a gentle wave.
You said something like, this feels like the universe apologizing for the entire week.
It really did. I even brought sunscreen because I swore I wouldn't get tricked again.
I love watching the colors at the beach. The deep blue water, the pale yellow sand, the white foam every time a wave breaks.
And the sound, those repeating waves, they reset your brain a little.
We picked a spot, sat down, and just breathed. For a second, it felt like nothing could ruin that moment.
But of course, something tried.
Ah, yes, the surprise cloud.
This small little cloud drifting alone in the sky like it got lost.
At first you said, oh, look at the cute cloud.
And 10 minutes later, I said, okay, it's not cute anymore. It's ruining my photo.
The breeze changed too, still gentle but cooler, enough to make you pull your sleeves down a bit.
But overall, the weather held up. Warm sun, light wind, fresh air. One of those rare afternoons where everything feels balanced.
And I remember joking, come rain or shine, I'm staying here.
And you believed me? For once, the weather wasn't playing games. It was kind.
That day made me appreciate calm weather even more. No drama, no surprises.
Little did we know, The next story we wanted to talk about was the complete opposite of calm.
Exactly, because right after the beach, we started talking about winter, real winter.
And that leads perfectly into the coldest story of this episode.
Emma, remember that day we talked about winter? The real, brutal kind?
Oh, yes. And you told me that story from your time in Canada, the one that made me question how humans survive.
It was intense. I think I still have emotional damage from that winter.
Tell it again. The listeners need to hear what real cold sounds like.
All right, picture this. I step outside one morning and the wind hits me so hard it feels personal. Not cold, sharp, like tiny needles on my face.
You once described it as the air biting you.
Exactly. Wind chill makes everything feel colder than the actual temperature. The thermometer said -18 degrees Celsius, but with wind chill, more like -30 degrees Celsius.
My eyelashes are freezing just listening to this.
Speaking of eyelashes, they did freeze. Little bits of ice formed on them every time I blinked.
That is terrifying.
I wasn't terrified. I was, reconsidering my life choices.
So what happened when you started walking?
First step, okay. Second step, fine. Third step, I slipped. Just slightly. The kind of slip where your soul leaves your body for a second.
The classic winter slide.
The sidewalks were covered in ice patches. People walked like penguins. Short steps, arms out a little, total concentration.
And didn't someone fall in front of you?
Yes! This guy ahead of me did a full accidental dance, arms waving everywhere before landing softly on a snowbank.
At least the snow is like a cushion.
True, nature's safety feature.
You also told me about the heating inside buildings, the sudden temperature shock.
Oh yes, you go from I can't feel my face to why is it suddenly tropical in one door? Glasses fog instantly, skin dries out, hair goes static.
I think the hair static part would destroy me.
It destroys everyone.
And the daily routine changes too, right?
Absolutely. People carry extra gloves, extra socks, lip balm, hand warmers. Coffee shops stay full all day.
And wasn't there a week when you were completely overloaded at work?
Yeah, I told you I was totally snowed under.
Listeners, he means very busy, not literally buried in snow.
But honestly, that winter taught me patience. Things move slower. People help each other more. Weather does that. Brings people together, even in freezing chaos.
And funny enough, winter conversations always end the same way. What's the forecast? Should we cancel our plans?
Which brings us perfectly to our final scene, how weather changes weekend plans.
So Ryan, let's talk about our weekend plan from last month, the one that weather completely hijacked.
Oh yes, the great Saturday adventure that never happened.
We were so confident. You sent me that message. Sunny all weekend, perfect for a day trip.
My biggest mistake was trusting the forecast.
We should have known, but we were excited. We picked a beach, picked a time, packed snacks, everything.
And when Saturday morning came, the sun was out. The sky even had that soft golden glow.
It looked like nature approved our plan.
Until noon.
Yes, around noon, the clouds rolled in, slowly at first, dramatic movie style.
And we both did that hopeful thing. It's fine. It's just clouds. It'll pass.
Then you said, let's just check the forecast again.
And the app betrayed us. It said, rain starting in 20 minutes.
20 minutes! The weather didn't even give us an hour.
So we started negotiating, like two diplomats facing a crisis. Maybe it'll be light rain.
Maybe we can go somewhere indoors.
Maybe we can outrun the rain.
Outrun the rain? Emma, we are not superheroes.
I was trying to stay positive. Meanwhile, I looked out the window and saw the wind bending the trees like they were doing yoga.
But we still didn't cancel. We said, let's wait 10 minutes.
Waiting 10 minutes is how all bad decisions begin.
And exactly 10 minutes later, rain.
Heavy rain. The kind of rain that taps on the window like it's asking to be let in.
So we gave up. You said, okay, plan B, comfort food and a movie.
And honestly, best decision of the day.
We went to that little diner. Warm lights, soft music, that cozy feeling you get when you're sheltered from a storm.
I ordered pancakes at 3 p.m. with 0 regrets.
I ordered hot chocolate because when the weather changes your plans, you deserve hot chocolate.
And then we just talked about travel, work, embarrassing stories, childhood weather memories.
The rain kept falling outside, but inside it felt calm, almost peaceful.
That's the magic of weather. It can ruin one plan, but make another one better.
And honestly, that afternoon is one of my favorite memories this year.
Mine too.
Weather changes, plans change, moods change, but in the middle of all that, there's always room for a good conversation.
And sometimes the best moments are the ones we didn't plan.
Speaking of that, I wonder what the weather looks like for next weekend.
Don't ask the forecast. It will lie again.
True, but we'll figure it out, just like always. You know, Ryan, listening to everything we said today, I noticed something interesting. English almost never describes weather as just sunny or rainy. It describes weather the way a person feels.
Right. English turns weather into a little story. Instead of saying it rained, we say things like the rain attacked or the wind picked up out of nowhere. It's emotional, it's alive.
And that's the real pattern in English. Weather isn't reported, it's experienced. It's always connected to mood, movement, or a tiny moment in your day.
And that's why weather is such an easy conversation starter, too. You're not just talking about the sky, you're quietly talking about yourself.
Exactly. When you say, the air felt heavy, or this morning was a movie, you're sharing your day without oversharing. Simple, safe, and still personal.
So if you want your English to sound natural, try this. Don't describe the weather like a forecast. Describe how it touched your day.
One soft sentence is enough. That's the whole secret. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We hope today's stories made you smile, maybe made you feel seen, and maybe helped your English flow a little easier.
Weather is ordinary, but the way it shapes our lives is anything but.
If you enjoyed this episode, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling us what's the weather like where you are today.
We really love reading your messages.
Until next time, take care, stay warm or cool, depending on your weather.
And we'll see you in the next episode.